I'm going to bring up a concept. Logic is word math. Any logical statement can be summed up in an equation, and any equation can be reworded so that you isolate for a different variable. So how does an equation or a logical statement work? Well, let's look at an equation. An equation has two sides. In this equation, A equals C minus B. So let's assume that C and B are numbers. Given just C and B, it should be possible to derive that C minus B equals A. A is the conclusion we reach based off of evidences C minus B. Now we'll put this into practice. Let's say we have an unknown object. We'll call it object X. Now, we know a couple things about object X. First, we know object X is red. And secondly, we know object X is a car. So what logical statement can we make about object X? Hopefully this is pretty easy. We can say object X is a red car. So where am I taking us? What is atheism? The prefix a means to lack or to be without. So atheism is to be lacking theism. Now we must ask, to get anywhere useful, what is theism? The New Oxford American Dictionary defines theism as belief in the existence of a god or gods, especially belief in one god as creator of the universe, intervening in it, and sustaining a personal relation to his creatures. Therefore, atheism would be to lack a belief in a god or gods. Now, to get somewhere useful. Let's say I have two theistic claims. Claim 1, the flying spaghetti monster created the universe. And claim 2, Zeus, as described by the Greeks, exists. How many of these claims do you accept? If you answered neither of those two, you believe 0 of those two claims. But if logic is math, what does that equation look like? For our purposes, a single claim shall be represented as 1, be that a god exists or a god does not exist. So how can we define a lack of belief? Well, provided we don't believe either of these claims, we can write out an equation. Here we have the claims of Zeus and the FSM and the conclusion that we believe 0 of them. Remember, the missing variable is disbelief. So what can we add to this equation to have 0 beliefs? By simply isolating for the variable, we find it's actually a subtraction. So if belief is a positive number, lack of belief is an equal and opposing negative number. Now we get to the fun implications. For the sake of argument, let's suppose that 50,000 theistic gods have been proposed, and Jesus is one of those 50,000. If a Christian believes that Jesus is the one and only God, they disbelieve in the claims of the other 49,999. And we determine that lacking belief is the negative counterpart of that belief. We also know that atheism is lacking belief. So I hope this doesn't surprise you at this point, but if you lack belief in all other gods but your own, you are atheistic towards all those other gods. That's right, you can be a theist and an atheist at the same time. So in the broadest sense, an atheist is one that lacks belief in all the gods. They believe 0 of the proposed claims. So for the big finish, how many claims did atheists make? None. How many claims do you have to prove right or wrong in order to be an atheist? None. And if you don't believe a claim, what does that make you in regards to that claim? None. Atheistic. If you make the claim that a god does not exist with absolute certainty, you are no longer an atheist. You are in a belief stance of your own. And you should stay tuned for my next video. Cheers! Think about it.